Hi guys, okay, so we are here again for our How To Tuesdays. I have some fun little supplies to play with. I had the people from Marabu, they sent me these really cool art crayons. They're for mixed media. They are watercolor crayon, and they work on watercolor paper. They work with gesso. They work a bunch of different ways. Today I'm going to work with, I gessoed my watercolor paper, and we're going to play with them. We're going to do a little, I don't think I'm going to use all of these, but I grabbed them all to show you. I might, I don't know. We're just going to see. They're very, very creamy. Very creamy. It's almost like working with a lipstick. I've only played with them a little bit. They're really cool. Their textures are really cool, but like they're like a lipstick. And you can keep a point on them, sort of. You have to blend it out to make the point. They blend with your finger. They blend, they're water soluble. You can use gesso. You can also tint gesso with these. You can go straight down onto the watercolor paper with like a blank. I have prepared a piece. This is, actually, I also had the people from Canson. Let me get this. They sent me some different papers. This one is Lacquerel Canson Heritage. It's a 140-pound hot press. I love the cover. I think it's very, very cool. And I've added some gesso to it because I've watched some tutorials on how to use these crayons, and I thought, first of all, I thought they were really cool looking, and I've seen a few things where people have used them and they're super creamy, so I thought, what the hey, why not try them? And they seem to move really, really well on gesso, so I'm going to work with gesso. I've pre-gessoed this piece of paper, and and I have some texture lines in it, and we're gonna work from there. I'm gonna make a portrait. It's gonna be pretty loose today, a little bit of mixed media. I'm gonna use some papers. I have some washi tapes. I grabbed a bunch of different ones, but you can see that there's kind of a color theme. I'm a huge sucker for vintage, retro, old looking, beat up, black and white, tan, cream colors. Huge. And then I thought maybe a pop of color. I'm not sure. But I love those combos together. And then I have my pan pastels. I grabbed just a few. I didn't grab all of my pans because they tend to get a little precarious. So I grabbed mostly skin tones. This one is yellow ochre tint. This one is dairy light yellow tint. This one is orange tint. Interesting. This is just plain white. This one is yellow extra dark. Totally yummy. It's like a dark mustardy yellow green color. Oh, I love it. And this is just yellow shade. And then I have black. And then I have burnt sienna. And then this is my colorless blender, which is really good for to helping in blending the colors, but also blending out the edges so it's not super harsh. It gives just like a softer, dreamier appeal to the piece. And I've also grabbed, and this is cool too because they stack really well. Yes. And I've also grabbed some book sheets, music sheets and book sheets, like the vintage old stuff. I got some of this on Etsy. Some I had, and then some you can buy like little packs of book pages of all kinds on Etsy. This is where I found them. And then I did some practice a long time ago. This is rice paper, and I did some calligraphy practice on it. I'm pretty sure this is India ink, so it shouldn't bleed. But if it does, we'll work with it. Don't really care. And then I have some of my favorite pattern paper. I'll use those for background because I am going to attach some stuff on the background before I get started with my portrait. And I've also grabbed some of my gesso, my acrylic gesso, Liquitex, and then also some of my Liquitex matte medium, which I will use to help glue down my papers. Okay, and then I also I've grabbed my scissors, and then I have some of my Faber-Castell, my Stabilo Copper Thello chalk pastel pencils, which I'm obsessed with, as you know if you follow me for a hot second, because I talk about them constantly. And I have my little blender brushes too from my pan pastels. So we're gonna have some fun. I grabbed a bunch of different stuff. Initially it was just gonna be my paper and some charcoal. Oh, I forgot to mention charcoal. We're gonna play with charcoal today, because again, another thing I'm obsessed with. I love to sketch out my faces with charcoal because I love the way it blends into other mediums. It's pretty magical. So we're gonna play with that as well. And then I just have a couple paint brushes, not super fancy because I know I'm gonna beat them up with some of my Liquitex MAC medium for gluing stuff down, and my gesso with these guys when I play with these guys. There's a lot of scrubbing that happens with the gesso. It's not super precise and fine artwork. It's more like rough and tumbly scruff, which I love. I'm all for that. So yeah, we're gonna play, and I think that's it. Let me see, did I miss anything? Nope, I didn't miss anything. Again, this is by Canson. I'm kind of excited to play with this. I love the color, the cover. I think it's pretty fancy. Sorry, I just dropped some papers. I think that's it. So if you like what you see and you're enjoying How To Tuesdays, please don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. That bell personalizes each time I send out or post a video, you get a notification. And share, remember to share. Also join us over at Next Generation Art on Facebook. And it's a page that I have on Facebook that I put up 3 weekly prompts. And we have some fun. So you don't have to think, you can just come and see what's up that day and play, okay? Thank you for being here. I can't wait to get started. All right, guys, see you soon. Bye. Okay, guys, so I finished. I'm gonna get a little close so you guys can see, like, oh, not too dark. So you guys can see, hopefully, the textures of her, like in this area here where I put in the marks, and down here, the textures, and over here. I loved the textures that were created in this. So much fun. And you see how easy that is, you guys? It takes, I don't know, this took me like 30 minutes, and then boom, I have a piece. And you just keep building and building, and then you just move to a new piece and move to a new piece and move to a new piece. And all of a sudden you have, like, you know, a dozen pieces. And you see that I worked really free. I worked really free. I hope you were able to see the butteriness of these and how these went on. They blend really well with your finger. They blend, they do set a little bit. They have kind of a tacky, not tacky, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess tacky would probably be the best way to explain it. They do have a bit of a tacky feel to them, but not to where somebody's going to stick to it. I keep trying to put the cap on my charcoal. But they blended really well with the charcoal. They blend really well with the gesso and just on the background surface. This was just gessoed, her face. The whole piece was gessoed first, and I left her. I wanted to leave it pretty white and have these pens, or these crayons, I should say, these art crayons, pop through a little bit. And be the actual definition of what her facial features were going to be. So I wanted to play with that strictly, and then added the color around her somewhat. But it really, if you give yourself half an hour a day, or even like if you can only do 10 minutes a day, start with just the background, and then come back the next day and start with just the black pencil, the charcoal lines, and then come back the next day and add in your color. It's really fast, you guys. You can get through these super quick, and you learn something every time. Like, these are new to me, and I don't know many people that actually that are in my group on Next Gen that talk about these. I saw one person recently, but I don't know there's a lot of use. I know that they're popular. I just don't think that they're used very often, but they really are really cool. I want to play some more with the different techniques to see. I know that there's one where like the Tim Holtz foam stamper pads, you can put this on it because it's super creamy, and then use that to make backgrounds, like soft, delicate backgrounds with not a lot of lines and texture and stuff, which is another really cool effect. So there's a few things that I want to play with. I want to play with it just with no gesso and just color and water and paper, the watercolor paper, and see where it goes from there. But this was super fun. Like I said, 10 minutes a day, you could do each step 10 minutes a day, and then all of a sudden you have all these different pieces. If you give yourself a half an hour, you could be finished in a piece. It's very, very cool. Oh, I didn't use any of my pen pastels. Girl, let me see how these work. Let me see if I can work. I've never worked with pen pastel on top of this. So let's see. Oh, okay. I didn't know how it would work with the crayons. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Oh, I dig it. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. So I'm going to do this. Let me grab this yellow. Do I want the yellow? Do I want the, what do I want? And I'm just going to wipe my thing off, my pad off a little bit. And I'm going to come in with maybe this yellow I'll do here. Just a couple pops. Oh, a couple pops here and here and here. Because why not, right? It's my piece, so why not? Throw some pops in there, a little bit of pops. Can't go wrong with the pops. Where's my white? I want some white. Did I not grab white? Nope, it must be down here. Yeah. You wipe this off a little. I'm kind of cheating a little because I shouldn't use this same brush, but I'm gonna. Yeah. I think if I was to use the white in this particular case, I would use gesso instead of this because it kind of mutes it a little, and I want the pop of color. I want the pop. Ugh, these pastels, these pan pastels are so dreamy. Their colors are delicious. The way they go on, ugh, I love them for a lot of reasons, but one of my favorite reasons is because they uniform everything. One, they kind of just pull everything and push everything together, but you can also make it where you push something really far back and pull something, pop something forward, but they also cover up a lot of stuff. If you're not crazy about something, you go in and they cover up. They cover up, which is so cool. And it doesn't take away from the piece, it adds to the piece. It's just magical. They're just magic. Let me use a little bit more of this. A little poppy pop there. A little color here. Yeah. Put some color there and there. All right, now I'm done. Okay, so I kind of went backwards here because I wasn't planning on using it, and then I totally forgot that I had them. So there you go. You could go back in with your your charcoal. I will say once you put the crayons down, the charcoal doesn't catch as good. It's not as rich and deep as it is where it's just the gesso parts. I personally don't mind that so much. Not at all, actually. Just another layer, it adds to the whole piece. Yeah, so, but other than that, I dug them. I really, really dug it, okay? All right, guys, have fun. Don't forget to subscribe and like and hit that bell so you get personal notifications. And please come join us over at Next Generation Art. It's an awesome community, and it's like family, okay? So I hope to see you soon. Take care. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye. you.